It's me again, Margaret. Well, anyways, one bucket of mud. Look. That's chicken now. I got it down quite a bit, but I'm still filling in these holes where I got a little bit astray. Over like right in here, I got to put some more, and I got to put some more here, and a little bit more there. But for the most part, oh, and I missed a little spot right there. I got to get some more in there. But I've been doing this without the help of a lantern, and I got to get a little bit up there. No big deal. I'll get that on the next bucket load. But a lot less wind in here. But this is having fun. Basically, this has got over here, over in here, and then over in here. This is all like one bucket load. This, what I just put up here, is another bucket load. Now I have to go back with a wet rag and wipe off all these logs so they look more like logs and not mud, continuous mud. But I'll do that at a later time. All I want to do is fill up all the cracks, all the holes. Looks like I got a little bit more to go right here in this, right there. Which is nothing. I got mud right here, up here. I'll just stuff right in it. But I had to put the board back so I could have the bucket on the board. So it was easy to grab and put up in there. I got a little bit more on this side of that log. I got a few more little places, but for the most part, that's done all the way down to where I want to go to, right here. Boop, 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 boop. So I got to put a lot more mud in there. I'm making it real sticky, so it's going in real easy, but it drops all over the floor and all over everything. But we're doing good. I think my next bucket load will be to try and finish down there, right there, over there. We're going to take the board down and get all this done and done right, and I'll put some there in the fireplace and everything. I've had to stop a couple of times, shake off most of the mud, and warm my hands up by the fire, because I just started with water that was in the bucket that sat overnight, and it was pretty chilly. But most of the little mud things down here on the bottom got rocks in them, so I got to pick up all that and put it in over there and get that stuff thrown out down here to help my little walkway that's down there. But let me tell you, just when I was over here doing this part over here by the window, it was open, and since I got the smoke, it was all coming in at me. So I had to stop a couple of times. But yeah, see, I got stuff to put up in there, and we're going to make it all look gooder. And I got to finish up this little portion right here, and then go across. And go down and down and down and down and down. Get it all done up so it will be lots gooder. And I put some over there to match up where I was going with all this. Still got to get a little bit more in there. I was kind of skimpish with that, but the top is pretty good. So we'll go with what that is. But the more I get done, the less airflow there is in here. And it's starting to warm up, except for all the heat's going out over there. So after I get this wall done, and this wall and this little section over here, I'll leave all this and I'll go to town on that. We'll get as much done as we can get done. But that whole top part, all the way down and then across, that was one bucket of mud. One full 5-gallon bucket of mud. So I've got another bucket to go across and get all this in, and then we'll go from there, sports fans. That might take a bucket plus, but for the mosty part, it's looking good. And I'm trying to fill up the little holes that are on top and get it all mudded up there right, and yada yada yada. So we're going. That's what they call chinking. And I'm getting all my sawdust here on the floor. I used quite a bit in the bucket that I had. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And I've been doing this pretty much in the dark. And it tells I've missed a couple little places, but for the most part, I'll get all that with this next bucket. I'll just go ahead and go back and get all the little places that I missed, and go on from there. I'll get that little corner done, that little part done, that little part done. Put them up in there, up in there, up in there, up over here, and right there, and a couple other little places above the window. Seal it up, and we'll be gooders. Then I can go and work my way around the little doorway right there. Work all the way around it. Get this all done all the way to the floor. Get that done all the way to the floor. Get this all done all the way to the floor. And where that board's at. And we'll be gooders. Real gooders. So, see, I can see out there. See? That's what this little window's for, so I can see. And then when I can get it to where it'll lift up, right? This is just about the right height where I can put a rifle right there and take out something. And then this way I get a, here, let me get it around here. Then we get to see all up out there. Yay, yay, yay. So, and this got some big old holes. I need to get this side done too. And all along the roof and down as much as I can today, so it will stay warmer. Everything under the bed is done, so I'm not worried about that. Half the stuff going on top of the bed is done on the side. And over to right over here by where my rifle's at, I just got to do that little bit right there, and then go up, chink the door as I go. But that's what we're got. That's what we got going. Uh-oh. How about we turn yada yada off? I done run out of gas on that, so we'll take that, set her off over here, and let her cool down, and then we'll. I got another gas thing over here, and we'll put another tank of gas on that bad boy. So, but yeah, we're chilling here by the fire, and we're getting kind of low on firewood. I threw a big log in there that'll burn for quite a while. So, see, we got a big old log in there. Got a bunch of coals, and then I got a little bit of wood here, and I got another log over there. So we're good. It's nice and warm. Keeps my paws warm when I'm doing this. So, anywho's and anyways, I'm happy with what I got over there. I can just keep going and then come back and touch all this up. It's no big deal. So, anywho's and anyways, I'm gonna get going back onto this stuff. I gotta go dig another bunch of dirt, throw it in the bucket. Pour me some ice cold water because it's got ice in it. So, and I just keep warming my paws up. And, yeah. And I clean up my hands after every bucket. What I do is I pour some water in there. That's for the next bucket of mud. And we'll just keep going on that. Today I'm going to have to take down just about all my water jugs. And we'll get them all filled. Bring them back up tomorrow. Because it'll be a nicer day. And hopefully I can get most of this chinking done in the next 2 days or so. We'll get them done. And once I get it all chinked up, then I'm going to need a light in here. A big time light. And what I was thinking, might get me like a little power box. And then a couple of those strip lights, and you can just turn them on, and it would be pretty good in here. And then all you got to do is every day you just take the little power box down and juice it back up at the house, and you bring it up, and you got lights. So I was thinking about putting some strip lights up in here. That way it'll save a little bit on the gas and whatnot. Let's see, I'm down 2. I got the one on the stove, which I'm not using yet, but I'm going to use that here in a little while. I want to make me some more coffee. So yeah, we're gonna get that done, and then once this all gets chinked, afterwards, what I'm going to do is go around with a light. When it rains or whatever again, I start identifying all these holes. I've got a couple of them, but I'm going to identify all the holes and break out my little can here of foam that I got. Shoot the little holes and see if I can get them all. I'll probably need 1, maybe 2 more cans. But I've got 1 can here, so I might just need 1 more can. And plus, after I get this all chinked, I'm going to get up here and finish cutting all this foam down. Because once I get it chinked on the inside, not worried about the outside, just the inside. Just to hold the wind and some of the cold out. I know it's still going to be cold, but it won't be as cold as it is. I mean, right now I can put a jacket on, but I need my short sleeves on to reach down and do the bucket of mud. So this fireplace is kicking out some heat. It's just that right now I have a cross draft in here where the wind's at, so I need to start closing this off, getting as much of this airflow out of here that I can do. The little door I'm not worried about, but going around all these walls and stuff, I really need to. This has got plastic on it. This wall doesn't, and neither does that by the door. But if I get a couple of these walls done up, and then at least do 1 wall, this back wall here, I've got the plastic over here on this other wall, and it's not letting a lot of airflow in. And so we should be good. And then I'll just pull the plastic back as I'm doing it and close up all the air holes. And yeah, we're going to get it done. But right now, I cut a lot of that wind down, and it's still pretty warm. I mean, it's getting warmer in here. Once I get it all chinked, we have this fireplace in here. I'll get some roaring fires in here, and it'll start drying this stuff out. Now, on the back wall, I know it's going to take a while. But if I got a fire going in here and it's all closed up, it's going to put that radiant heat out from the top down, and we should be pretty good. End of the month, I will get some foam for the doors to put around the foam seal for the doors. And then where the door meets on the little door and the big door, where the door meets and the boards are split. I'm going to shoot some foam up in there to seal that back off. Shoot it in there and then cut it straight. That way when it bushes back up to the foam, it'll be good. It'll be gooders. So anywho's and anyways, that's what I got going on right now. So I'm done with the ladder work on this one. Over there, I might need the ladder over by the door, but the rest of it I could stand on the bed and we will get her done. So I should be able to throw about 5 or 6 buckets of mud. That's one. So I should be pretty close to having the back wall done, this wall done, that part of that wall done, and that wall done. So all that's left is where the plastic's at for the day. Hopefully. This wall where the door's at, it's got some gaps, and so does this back wall. It's got some gaps. And I did put up that board to close that real big gap off on the outside where the logs are really split far apart. I'll get the mud shoved back up in there. That's going to take a lot of mud. That's probably going to take close to half a bucket just for that one. Get that all shoved up in there, and once I get it all shoved up in there and get it all where I want to, I'll take the board off and I'm going to move it down to the next one because it's got a wide hole too. We'll just unscrew the screws, drop it down a little bit, screw the screws back in. That way I can just continue mudding and get these big wide gaps done. Because these big wide gaps take quite a bit of mud. And if I've got something on the back side where I push it and it forms around that log on both sides, it goes in and it goes up and it goes down. It locks that stuff in there. And then all I have is just little minor chinking on the outside for that in the springtime. So, we are going. We're going. Some of this, I come up with some of this moss. I'm going to have a little bit more over there. And over here on the window, I put some up in here. We're going to close these little gaps off with some moss right up in here and up in there where there's a little bit of airflow. We'll just close all that off. And then, yeah. So, but with the back wall basically being done up above, you can see how dark it's getting in here. And once I get it all done, it's going to be really dark in here. What I need to do is go find a bunch of those, or a couple of those old-timey lanterns that you put like lamp oil or white gas in. And I'll put 2 of them in here. That'll lighten this place up. All I got to do is light them, and I just have to have like a gallon of whatever, kerosene or whatever up in here, and I can just light all that up. Yeah. Have like a 2-gallon thing of kerosene where I can fill them up at any point in time. That'll do. So, but anywho's and anyways, this is what we got going. One wall that's pretty much done. Got another bucket to put on there. Plus, won't have a whole bucket to go on there, but pretty much. And then I'll go over to this little side right here. Get this all closed off. And then I can either work my way down and not worry about the first 3 logs because I got dirt up to there. I think I got it, yeah, all the way up to there. So that won't take a whole ton of mud. I could probably do that whole back wall in about 2 buckets. And then work on this other wall right here. After I get that done, work on this wall all the way over, and then get up there and do that. That'll be 2 or 3 buckets. And then I'll be probably pretty much out of water. And so yeah, I'm going to be up here for quite some time today. We're going to put a few more buckets, and boy, that wind starts to blow. It's chilly in here. Whew. So we're gonna close off all the ammonia holes and get this thing rocking. Oh yeah, we get good on the fire. Fire's looking real good. Oh yeah. Let's put some more little boards in there. Some of these boards I got. I'll throw them in there. Yeah. Boards. These are all them end pieces and cut boards from the roof and everything else. Ooh, that's not gonna fit there. Well, we'll just leave it up for a minute. But anyways, we got some stuff to push in. That's not gonna get pushed in. We'll move some of these coals around, push that log in there, and get it ready for the next log to put in there, and we'll get her all done. Might even have to cut some wood today. I got enough out there to cut. So, but I've got 3 or 4 really, maybe 5 good days after today. Let's see. In 2 days, it's going to get a little chilly. Now, tomorrow I'll be up here. Mary's going to take my truck to work, and I haven't got it welded yet, but we'll get her welded. It won't take me but about a half a day to do that, but I'm going to spend the day down there getting that all welded up and do a couple other things that I need to weld up. Since I now have welding rods and I have a welding machine. Yeah, and I used to be a welder, which means I can throw down some welds. Yeah. Stick it on there. Just can't go too fast, because if you go, it doesn't put any weld on there. Just makes a bunch of sparks. It's like a big old sparkler. And then, like I said, tomorrow time frame, I'm going to go out there and cut up some wood. Wasabi, right? We're going to just cut up some wood. Then we're going to split it. Woo, waka! So, split it all up, and I've got a little bit more to bring up from the way I come up. I brought up quite a bit. That's mostly all that stuff you see sitting right out there. But I got to take the chainsaw down there and cut up that 17, that 12 footer and bring them up. And then when I get those all cut and brought up, then I'll, before I get the stuff down below, we'll go ahead and just cut them all up, and then I can go to splitting and put some in here and put a ton on the back side until I can get the front side all done up. Now, the reason why I want to put them on the back side is because most of this stuff's green. Way down there on the back side, there is, I cut up a couple of dead trees. Plus, there's a bunch that's right up here on the hill. They've been dead for a couple of years. They're leaners, so they're not on the ground and rotting. They're completely dry. So when I cut those up, what I can't put in here, I'm going to put some green wood in here and put a bunch of that dry stuff in here. But I'm going to mix it up, green wood and dry wood out front. That way, through the winter time, when I'm up here thinking around or whatever I'm going to do, come up here and drink beer and howl at the moon, maybe shoot my rifle or something, I don't know. While I'm up here just dinking around, I think I'm just going to, I'll cut some more wood up and at least get it cut, and I'll stack that somewhere. Well, I could cut it up and bust it up, just keep stacking back here in the back. I'm going to leave enough of that, the tarp when I get it up. I will leave enough of that tarp to where if I put a second stack of wood in there, it'll be enough to lay over the top. Now, I don't want completely down the sides like I had the plastic over here. all that does is promote moisture, and your wood doesn't dry out. So if I've got at least over the top where it keeps most of the moisture off the logs, I don't care about the ends. It's the rest of it in there that's getting dry. It gets the airflow and gets it dry. So anyways, guess what? Hi-ya! Gotta get some more mud. See ya.